and put together by fan speculation. Nobody actually knew what was going on, and not that many people were even aware there was beef to begin with. However, that all changed the day that Chronicler decided to drop an official music video onto his channel called Broom, which had some very interesting lyrics directed to a specific group of
Alright, boom, so like this is just the whole collective, so like the whole war explained. The whole war explained. You know? See what we got.
Malie and Chronicler have recently taken over everybody's feed with their newfound clash, and many people are wondering where the hell did this all come from? Well, today that's what we're here to explain. And before I even start, I just want to say that 1, I am not affiliated with nor am I a member of any criminal organizations. Therefore, some of this information is things that only they would know. Just for some basic context, if you know absolutely nothing about this clash,
how you get that information? We on to you, bro. We're on to you, bro.
just know that Chronicler was originally part of the organization known as Six, which is of course heavily popularized for being the gang related to massive artist Squash. However, since recent times, it has been said on the street that Squash and his former close friend Chronicler are no longer on good terms, therefore causing tensions between Lawboss and other members of the gang. And in case you didn't know, Malie is also affiliated with Six, therefore we now see the problem. While it is unclear exactly what prompted this war to start behind the scenes, the earliest public instigation we can see was on the 4th of August when Malie was on stage performing and randomly decided to say this.
I see some man are going like them want this or 5-6. Pussy member 6 the whole I wanna used to say. Una come with all sort of different number. Look a boy. Show 6 bars the G and I see everybody a switch. But 6 bars soon forward a bum buckler road. And I bum some out there that go bumps in a real life. So watch ya. Play the bum buckler song ya.
Basically saying that since Squash went to prison, some people quote unquote feel brave enough to diss the Six, even though they quote unquote switched up on them. Of course, he didn't call any names, but people speculated who he may have been talking about. And this public call out is what prompted an extended back and forth of subliminal disses over the next couple of days. The first of which being Chronicler also on stage when he decided to say this.
Anything you don't feel like you don't want to do it.
He said, me invest in a gun more than me invest in a beef. Keep this in mind for later. After this, the clash would turn musical and the two would preview songs dissing somebody, but nobody would know exactly who they were talking about.
Me a walk with one bag of step and me say, broke blood club boy, if you do better you a bang too long. Finna no house nor land.
Bro just said, bang too long for still nana house nor land. Remember the crown can't sleep in her and designer clothes can't yam. To which Malie responded by saying, no, of course, like I said, this was all under the radar and put together by fan speculation. Nobody actually knew what was going on, and not that many people were even aware there was beef to begin with. However, that all changed the day that Chronicler decided to drop an official music video onto his channel called Broom, which had some very interesting lyrics directed to a specific group of people.
I know no alone I kill people. I know no alone promote evil. Broom,
and also saying this.
But the boy look like the friends madam. Who start war unnecessary?
Of course, the fans started reacting, saying things like, yo, Malie can't kill Pablo YG and a test Lawboss, a joke thing that. And also, why people pushing this narrative? I still haven't heard any of them call each other names yet, SMH. And another fan saying, Anna clash thing Malie depan, a badnissima deal. Of course, each artist's fan base coming to his defense. A few days passed after this, and it seemed like nothing was happening. After all, nobody knew if this was actually real. However, changed when
that
out of
something.
absolutely nowhere, Malie dropped the first official diss track of the war with the song Mr. Switchy Switchy. And let me just say, this absolutely shocked everybody. Not one singular person expected somebody, especially not a young artist, to try to take on Laba, somebody who is not only respected as one of the best lyricists in the game, but who has also held his own against artists of the highest level like Alkaline. And of course, we're going to break this down.
Everywhere them go, them try buy links. Every ends them go, them want buy gun. Still don't mean you a bad boy. Youth when you reach your door, do not try run.
Malie starts off by saying, everywhere them go them try buy links, every ends them go them want buy gun. Still don't mean you're a bad boy. Youth when you reach your toe, do not try run. Basically referring to when Chronicler said his money is invested in guns on the stage. Malie is saying that all Labas is doing is spending money, him not actually do nothing. He then continues this narrative right here.
They invest in a rifle and one bag of binds. It still a name never yet call upon a crime. So how come you fund this big murderer when a other man war for your gun them a fight?
He also dissed a friend of Chronicler when he says,
if I made it send for your loose, but you and them fuck trash, you woulda lie down.
Which some people think he's talking about Joshi, but I feel like it's Bashi, considering that's Chronicler's lifelong friend. Malie then teases the chorus, playfully calling Labas by the name Mr. Switchy Switchy and asking him a question of why when he saw him, he didn't do anything.
Mr. Switchy Switchy, why you never lift your blicky? Where the hell when you see me?
Immediately after this intro, the song wastes no time in getting to the intensity, and not only calling Chronicler by name, but by his government name instead.
Them a no afraid of a land clip ram like champs if you ever grandstand. Tell Jamaica bad man say you switch just true, you afraid of Shabdan.
Right here, Malie makes a wild accusation saying that the reason Chronicler switched up on 6 is because he's afraid of producer Shabdan Records, a close affiliate and producer of 6, who is currently in jail for murder. He also then triples down on the narrative of Chronicler investing his money in guns that he's not using.
I one bag of strap with them now use it, you did invest your money in a goat and cow.
He also makes a very offensive and direct threat toward a female family member of Chronicler.
Now before you war me, you better hide your family. Me we shot Wendy in our Trojan mouth.
No, I'm not really sure who Wendy is, considering in the Alkaline clash, I thought Chronicler's mom was named Sandra, but based on what I'm seeing on social media, Wendy appears to be a girl that Chronicler is romantically involved with. But either way, that can't slide. Malie then goes on to also affirm the fact that he's not afraid to take this out of the music and into the streets.
Pussy me we take it to the streets, I'm not afraid for dead. Me don't chat to Satan and Jesus.
And goes on to bring up some personal history when he says, me no war with man will take box up and drape up.
Rifle tape up, me no some man we take box down and drape up.
Now if Chronicler really did get box up and drape up, this is probably behind the scenes, considering there aren't a million memes about it. But most likely this will be revealed in Laba's response when we get to that. In the final verse, Malie now goes on to address Chronicler's claim of associating with 90s gang, something he spoke about on the song Broom.
You just a yak about 90s badness, what do your mouth? I bet you no say rap figure should be out.
From what I can find on the internet, this is a gang that's based overseas but also has Jamaican ties. He then goes on to accuse Chronicler of reasons why he thinks he switched.
From day one me a 6, until now me a 6. From day one you a 6. One thing now you a tick, and you switch love sweets and likes. You a bitch go government, my gun and for politics.
And ends off the song with a serious outro questioning Chronicler's basic integrity.
No boy we switch can't sing to no boy loyalty. No see Jamaica brainwash. Holding up on my lazy boy.
And of course, after all of this was said, the fans went absolutely insane, with the comment section saying, this youth just wrote his name in the history of dancehall, the bravest and smartest. And people all over TikTok and Instagram saying that Malie is extremely brave for doing this, and acknowledging this level of talent and lyrical ability that they did not know he had. Although I would argue if you didn't know he was capable of this, you probably don't listen to him very much anyway. But of course, this slight edge was only very short-lived, because if you know,
but no, like not even like no place, bro. But like, you know, we don't love man. I say promote it, but like, bro, I tell you, man, don't have some tough song, bro. I say, thing is just tough, dog. I say, bad song, tough.
thing about Chronicler, you know that this man eats, sleeps and breathes in the studio. I swear it didn't even take 4 hours for Chronicler to drop a response, and he decided that since we're now calling names, might as well go full force, and then proceeded to upload a song called Malie Tricks with a picture of Malidon edited to look like he's dead with flies over his rotting corpse, with the title Malie Tricks being a play on the name Malie 6. And ironically, the song is produced by none other than Shopdown Records, the same person Malie is accusing Law Boss of being afraid of. The song starts off with this.
Smarty head split on the lane, Malie member you couldn't have 6 by your name. I to beg it out running your itch on the train. Me couldn't say me rich with Smarty Jane.
Essentially saying that Malie is leeching off of the name of 6 and that he cannot claim to be successful when it's only as a result of other people. He then goes on to defend this Wendy individual and say something rather freaky.
Empty a clip in I beat when the pussy them a watch make she piss in I'm face.
A bit of a crazy line, but I do suppose all's fair in love and war. Once the beat drops, he then goes on to call Malie by name once more, insulting his breath and also the veneers in his mouth, and wondering when exactly he became one of the main characters of 6.
Wrap it up, him a take off and a lift up for Malie. Go do veneers with the more thing just like a bucket of shit. Yeah man, we run the parish, 30 gun with up on it. And me and squash and daddy wonder when you come in at this party boy.
He then says one of the most memorable lines of the song when he says,
"No man can wipe off my face. Be a rifle rise from your violate."
Making reference to a clip of a man wiping off Malidon's face on stage in the same performance where he initially dissed Chronicler, and people were making comments saying, is this a pause moment or not? After this, he makes reference to the 90s gang once more and proceeds to make the accusation that Malidon is apparently an informer, but then out of nowhere he seems to be putting his foot down and saying, everybody I get it, because out of nowhere he just disrespected Malidon's producers.
Nice, too easy fish at you go and listen Nyam Sky and suck front tato.
Of course, Nyam Sky referring to producer Dan Sky, who is the man behind songs like Body T, and Malie's other producer Automatic Records, calling him Suck Front Auto. The rest of the song is mainly just gun lyrics that don't really have any personal jobs, but I did think this next part was funny.
Malie, we a push pens from a cabby, you a take no bad no in a you just have it in a breath.
After this, a number of Chronicler fans came to his defense, of course rooting for him, but there was another vocal amount of people saying that the song wasn't really that personal and just sounded like an average gun song, so they felt like they gave the first round to Malie. And of course, it didn't help Chronicler's case that literally 2 to 3 hours after that song dropped, Malie already had his response uploaded to YouTube with a brand new song called Still a Bleed. And let me just say that out of all the songs we've gone over, this one is by far the most disrespectful. Right off the bat, Malidon names the song after one of Chronicler's most popular hits, Still a Bleed, and reuses the exact same flow to diss the man himself. After this, he goes on to question Chronicler's affiliations.
Oh no, ask him a question there then. If I know we are must see ratty gang, you say them. Is him a 6 or a 7? A 8 or a 9, probably 10 or 11.
Basically saying, are you a 6, are you a 7, you're in a ratty gang, like what are you? You don't have an identity because you keep on a switch.
Them freak up you are okay then. The amount of mama you not hear what me say then.
What Malidon means by them freak up the war is basically because in the song Mr. Switchy Switchy, he never said anything about body, nyam front, piss in a face, nothing. Chronicler brought that out for no reason. So now that Malidon sees where it's going, him say, alright then, since you freak up the war, go suck out your mother. And as soon as the beat drops, he does not stop going in harder. Pause.
Never kill a soul, wash a time and everything a home funeral that a figure plan. Every clip a load for the toad, Mr. Ugly Man.
Everything I load for the toad, Mr. Ugly Man, which of course is referring to Chronicler, as his enemies like Alkaline like to use the name Frogface to describe him. And he goes on to diss Chronicler's girl one more time by calling her a hoe and saying she frequently gets gangbangs, otherwise known as batteries, run on her.
Your bitch is a whore, battery them running at your gang.
And speaking of the girl, he goes on to respond to the part about her pissing in his face.
Yes, what do Jamaican did about piss in a face? No girl can't try that a wicked bitch in a brain.
But it's after this that things really start to get intense, and Malie pulls absolutely no punches. He had only been attacking Chronicler at this point, but now he started to go for his producer, Collect the Bread.
Fat fuck like you can't send me for the run. Hungry fuck, I bring little show you the scrape for chumps. But she not collect no bread again. You must low up and fun.
And implies that Chronicler is broke, scraping for crumbs with every single performance that he does. But it's after this that Malie starts
sound
making some
this,
very interesting accusations,
does sound
potentially
this
alluding to
bad.
things that may have caused tension or even a fallout
Bad.
between Squash and Chronicler, saying that he bad-minded him among other things. And then defending himself about the whole chain thing, while proceeding to give Chronicler a new name. And this sets the tone for the next verse, because now it's not just new disses anymore. This is straight responses to everything said on the last track.
May we pull up anyway the fucking tan. How man veneers fear make you fucking mad. I feel more think like a blood up pad.
And then makes even more allegations about reasons that Chronicler does not like 6.
From 6 fuck your bitch, I hate the boss. You want piss pan plane and you're afraid for.
And then starts telling some stories about it.
On the New Year's gun him shoot. Chabasi girl pussy and a fucking drool. 6 dan make you lock up in a hotel room. You stand up and watch your Dan broke at the hand. How you rich yet still man still a be a Dan. That mean you are no boss, you a batty man. You go show to me.
But to me, it's this next part that separates this song from all of the other disses released before now. Because to me, the toughest song does not always win the diss. It's the information. And Malie is about to drop an insane accusation.
Moby, I'm not sure I'm ready for hear this sound, dog. Alabas money spent killing friend my dog. Friend killer.
And this is basically the equivalent of when Alkaline exposed Shabdan for the same thing, ironically during his same clash with Chronicler. So it's just crazy how this is all happening. He also makes another jab at Chronicler using one of his own songs and calling him too emotional.
Pussy me and me wanna dog. You're probably too emotional, pussy.
But yo, Predis, remember when Labas they say, we are take Benz from a cabby, you are take nobody not in a you, just body in a breath. Listen to Malie Dan response to the bar there.
Silence, 9x slip him in a silence. In a mock them gala from me, I take cabby. How you still a fox cabby and you pin a drive Benz.
Man say we are deal with the bad girl them from days where I take cab and you have the big Benz. And you still a deal with some little idiot girl, some little scabby butter ears girl. That is in fact crazy. But of course, he does not stop there. He then makes reference again to his first song, Mr. Switchy Switchy, and talks about Chronicler claiming to have incest girl. That is in fact crazy. But of course, he does not stop there. He then makes reference again to his first song, Mr. Switchy Switchy, and talks about Chronicler claiming to have international badness with the 90s gang, when in reality, all he's doing is paying them money for guns, allegedly.
Jamaica them badness stop. Buy one bag of matic and no badness that. Every ends round town just a use you fi fund them war you fi open one badness shop.
And of course, a funny outro to close it off.
Pussy will pick your side. 641. Can't just stay everywhere all about the place like a worrying girl, sir.
And with this, all of the people who were saying that they wanted to see what Malie Dan was capable of were absolutely rewarded and proud of him, because nobody expected Malie to be holding his own against Chronicler this well. But this changed the tide and made people start actually believing he could win. The reactions circled around the internet for a full day, and that's when I started making this video. But literally 30 minutes ago, Chronicler just uploaded his response, and so of course we're gonna break it down. But this time it will be my live reaction. Alright people, this is gonna be first live reaction on the channel where I make history right now, you did me, so let's go. First of all, the song is called Dopey Link Up, produced by none other than Collect the Bread, who just catch a stray upon the last song, so you don't know so like subliminal activities going on right there. The cover art, we can make out a very very grotesque and gruesome image of Malie Dan in the dirt, and I don't know who this is beside him, but you know, it's not looking good for either of them. And we can see a bullet wound on his forehead. Honestly, I do have to wonder, I know say una a criminal in a dog, but I wanna really sit down and come up with them disgusting something here, like. But anyway, that's another point. We're there for war, so I guess war is war.
Feeling no safe in a group, I truth and no nothing for me kill a little youth. Granny scene, my rope and see me nigga them a foot, we a killer them a crook.
Yeah, we would hear something.
Alright, we a killer them a crook, cause you know Malie boss with the song Big Crook. Alright then.
Informer, me done see what him a do. Make a statement for the feds in a probably body now.
Oh, make a statement for the feds, so him a go back to calling Malie a informer now.
In a station that ball till him puke.
So, who Malie inform pan? That we want to know now, because me not see no information about this pan the media. So if law really have something for say, Malie is out there calling you a friend killer, bro. Like, I feel like you're supposed to can say who him snitch pan.
Sing facts, dog, the freak talk, no bring that. Remember, Tony and pussy and trim locks.
Well, on there, you can't say the freak talk no bring that, cause you make the freakiness in the wire. Like, you start it, bro. What you had talk about?
I'm here. Chat, my bad, because like, if I see, like, if I look on YouTube, I'm still gonna watch the whole side
Yeah,
because
it's
you them
very
as I
clear
had
that
it.
you
Well,
say this
watch
as a joke because I'm not gonna lie, it's been about a minute and me not hear nothing of substance. It just sound like say it's a regular badness song you sing. It not sound personal, you not sound angry, you not sound passionate. It not really sound like you actually a try hurt the man. Like
remember you is a blood clot fan.
Always aim for do things out I box like all chronic lad them. Them one they say some
oh
different
shit,
type
hold
of
on
things.
there. Alright, me not gonna lie, me take it back. This is the first thing him actually said was personal.
Clot fan.
Man find a voice note of Malie being a fan.
Is a blood clot fan.
Always aim for do things out I box like all chronic lad them. Them one they say some different type of thing. Me care for pre. So me patronize
this.
them man.
Shut up. Okay, this so nobody no lucky. This so left a bag of ducky. This so that a blood and never catch up.
Alright, that flow is tough. This flow is hard. But again, me not really hear nothing of substance. Like, it's not really doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, bro, me not lie. Like, at 2 minutes now, I'm not hear nothing, bro. Like, me not know I was going for this. Like, where's the energy, the mass murder energy? You see me like, what going, bro?
Pass me the Glock with the color rubber grip.
Alright, but not gonna lie. Like,
See,
every
chat.
single time.
You see what the two different sides of the story does, like, you have people that say this, you have people that say me, I'm not involved, I'm neutral. Just they react. Even though like technically like listen to more money than we listen to law. You know what I'm saying? But you know, me neutral. And you know, we hear all both sides.
I'm pause the song as something insightful me I go tell you no. But me not pause the song, like me literally I just listen because me not hear nothing of substance. I mean him literally said him just say a while ago, yo, una go link up a hell because me I go kill you no. I guess that's creative because the song named Doppel link up and then I go send him for meet him friend them. But like bro, this is just a normal gun song.
One case bout kill. Who no try that straight down fail bout bad. When the wall out no run from beer. Oh God. Must be a grandpa can't trick. Nobody bow we kill mad dog.
Alright, him say can't trick nobody but we kill Mad Dog. Me I assume say Mad Dog are the person who Malie and say Chronicler is a friend killer for. At least that is a response to something you said. But again, compared to the last song we just listened, bro, this is nothing. That song I'd even compare. Like Mana said that's because of Labas's lack of ability. No, it's not that. It's because the man never tried. He's straight up not taking this seriously. And not even in like a cool way. Like he's not taking it seriously. And him not taking it seriously is going to cause him to lose if he don't switch up. Because Malie and Asmadi where people are pre as somebody who they don't respect, he's also respected. Therefore, you not taking this seriously, people will say that you lost and they will mean it.
Lord badness a one dog.
Yeah, for me, I know that go. Me also shot me account to make when my circle and get it time just the right thing and see prayer.
Yeah, bro, man, not gonna lie, that boy, man, I really know if about that one, bro. Man, I lie, that is kind of disappointing still. Like, man, I gotta continue this as a regular reaction, but man, just go back to the regular setup, dog. Sorry. And so with that very disappointing response, apparently it looks like the internet also feels the same way. With comment sections on media pages saying things like, yo, this sound like a regular song, as I said, among many other things that show the fans dissatisfaction. And this is especially dangerous because people love to support the underdog. The fact that people are now saying that Malie is 2-0 means that it's very likely a bias may form against Chronicler in the coming songs. But of course, only time will tell, and it's likely that this will continue for a while, so this may just be part 1 of this video. Well people, breaking news. It appears that I'm not gonna finish this video anytime soon because just 30 minutes after I thought I was done, Malie and Chronicler both, not one, both of them just dropped 2 new songs. But dancehall interesting again, so I can't complain. The first song is called Final Lap by Chronicler, and as we can see, it has a very funny and interesting cover art of a young Malie who, if you don't know the story, Malie used to do track and field in high school but gave it up to pursue a career in music, and as we can see on his chest, his number is wannabe 669, with the title Final Lap obviously being a pun on that whole thing, and does not hesitate to make reference to it in the very first line.
A place me tear down in a night. When you were run up a stadium in a tight.
He then goes on to address one of Malie's older controversies with the young artist Pablo YG and mentions several other people in the process.
You not ready for evilness, Pablo beating stick, West Bank mine no. We know the people think chip me Glock, that's the only switch. To fight start all for your wolfy kiss.
Now, the West Bank he's talking about is a record label that is known for associating with members of Six in and out of Jamaica. He then responds to the line about him switching, saying the only thing that switches is Glock, and this is the producer Automatic Records one more time by saying that he quote-unquote fought Stardal for your old for Kiss, who is a female artist who's collaborated with Malie in the past. After this though, things get way more intense as he brings up old accusations and throws them back at Malie.
Listen to me and some pussy can't link back, cause them a friend killer, but no dog member, so no trick muscle and Ford lad. How comes nobody not dead back for Joe dog, right?
Not only calling him a friend killer, but bringing up names, asking how nobody has died in response to what happened to Joe, who is the friend of World Dog, who was tragically attacked and killed when they were in Florida. And I'm unsure who Bones is, but a quick search points to Bones 6, who is a Trinidadian member of Six. After this, he addressed Bones 6, who is a Trinidadian member of Six.
Actually, never mind. It's this guy's squatch. Oh.
After this, he addresses the allegations about him and Shabdan's relationship and goes on to say something even crazier.
I cut the pump him out and now it sound like palm. Oh, shot together so I couldn't fear shot. And them give RP information. No kill my dog and try to implicate man. So the nozzle just a flash up like an indicator.
Now for this next part, I don't know if I put this in, but there was a bar in the last Malie song where he said Chronicler saw him on a plane and was afraid to pass and use the bathroom. But listen to what Chronicler has to say about that incident.
Get the indication, so go and go link the station. When we buck on the plane, you yell me call you fear man. If me know you did a prayer, dead a immigration.
Which is actually crazy, like this is probably my favorite part of his song. The man said, when you see me on the plane, you hail me call you fear man. If me know you did a pre me, you're that dead for immigration. Me say, bumbo, yo. No joke, this song up there with Still a Bleed. It actually is so tough, dog. Now for this part, it's 85% of what Malie is accusing Chronicler of doing so. But it's after this that Chronicler responds directly to the first thing that Malie said on Still a Bleed, which is he doesn't know his identity and associates with any and everybody around him.
Never rap a 7, now me never rap a 5. Me been a say 6 before, now now we recognize. 9 ball round like leopard eyes. If I feel me future, you try jeopardize.
Which is a very tough way to put it. And he doubles down on that in the very final words of the song when he ends it off by saying this.
Alright, chat. Different day.
And with that, Chronicler responded to the allegations, made allegations of his own, clarified his loyalties, showed that him and his friend Squash are cool, and this Malie all at the same time, easily making up for the last song that he dropped. And I would say that would put him in the lead, but we can't just ignore the last song, so I would say they're about evenly matched right now. But even if La Boss was in the lead, it literally took 15 to 30 minutes for Malie to upload his response to YouTube. Therefore, we can go see for ourselves right now. So I have just searched up the song on YouTube and I'm seeing that this is 4 minutes long. The cover art is of Chronicler standing pointing something with a gunshot through his right eye. I was reading the names on the graves to see if they were of any significance, but it appears that they just googled a random grave image and just stole it. So I mean, low effort there, but I mean, this was probably made in 5 minutes, so I can't really blame them for that. And I do want to note that this song is 4 minutes long, probably the longest Clash song I've ever seen from pretty much all of these wars that have happened in dancehall so far. Don't quote me on that still. The intro starts off with a voice note from a movie clip called Belly, from a scene where apparently the Jamaican mafia raids somebody's house, probably implying what they plan to do to La Boss.
You know who not bumbo class rap with? You know me? I am the original Jamaican Dan Jana.
Boy, juicy this me. Your devil 50 war with me pinky. Your easy with the put. Smart rough like on with the ginger.
Frog face marrow fly gone with the gingy. For all my non-Jamaican viewers out there, gingy flies are fruit flies.
Like no true me sing this. No, you can't find a brother body for give my funeral, eh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really just here.
Boy.
I can't that it that.
Boy is in the dance, yo.
I'm really just saying.
Hold on.
This is probably the most disrespectful
That
thing that has
person.
been said this entire time. Chronicler's brother was tragically killed many years ago, and it's something that he references in a lot of his music.
But this can never stop, cause a boy gonna kill my brother now. Over fuckery. And things that me I go have money and grow big. Oh, me can't inform for myself. That's why man just buy rifle so to friend kill my brother and nearly paralyzed because of yo, I miss my brother. I miss my niece, I miss nothing I
Inbegrepen bij Amazon Prime abonnement.
Nago,
Top
narin
voetbal.
episode,
Amazon
no
Prime heeft
about
het
it,
voor $4,99 per maand.
narin episode, narin about it, man. Narin episode, narin
when I remember my brother not get no grave. But buy more rifle and didn't care.
And apparently his body was never found. So for Malie, who used to be his friend, to bring this up is actually crazy, and it's one of those things that makes it so that they will probably never be on good terms again. But after this, the beat drops and he accuses Chronicler of being very monotonous and boring with his flows.
See more, sand flat, same flow. What you are doing in a dark room with Shane?
And also implies Chronicler is a fish because he made a remix with the artist Shane O of his popular hit song Dark Room, giving the artist a stray because what did Shane O do to you? After this, he doubles down on the fish saying that drag queens alone bleach their hair, like Chronicler is very known for doing.
Drag queen bleach here, but me not hear though.
And he also mentions the dead once more by saying that since Chronicler is so quick to send him to go do the dopey link up in hell, he must also be eager to be reunited with Blue Steel, who I'm presuming is his brother.
So to know the routine, me want see hell gates, I want see Blue Steel. Boy, I got dead, you probably soon see me until you say no.
After this, he brings up the Shabdan thing once more, except takes it a step further.
We drum long time Shabdan, them a box him down. Glass man, them clamping gun. So, I love links too. Yo, hold on, let me slow down.
Hold on,
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've never
hold on, yo, the song, bro, the song, puff it up.
We drum long time Shabdan, them a box him down. Span glass man, them clamping gun. Fuck, I love links too much. Yo, hold on, let me slow down.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen a song restart and pull up in the middle of a song. I have to give it this, that is tough.
I who know say everything me a chat a fox. I know say everything me a chat a fox.
After the verse goes on for a bit, he says that Chronicler was never the real killer in the family and his brother had that title to claim for himself.
The streets know whenever you are did your brother was a killer, tell Blue Steel don't be if you protect him.
And after this, addresses the voice notes of him being a fan back in the day, saying, "Me used to rate you, but find out you're a snake."
I did rate you, but me find out you're a snake.
But this next part brings the freakiness back into the war, and since Malie swears up and down that he's only talking facts, this certainly does add some interesting lore to the dancehall history books.
I'll be say 3-6, me ready for leak it, your yam squid pussy popcorn of your secret.
But it gets worse as Malie then goes on to numbers.
Here
has no big songs like he does.
Don't go career that, me tell us if you leave it. We sang it pussy are bigger than V6. Check his stats now.
And once more,
to be fair, everything has. To be fair, MT has more views than V6 was. V6 has 2 music videos on YouTube.
vehemently doubles down on Labas's financial situation.
How them a see a trouble make a do, boy know him leave na make when me make a show, probably broke salary low.
And then he says this.
Which therapist have you is a real papi show? Yo, Man, they don't sing nothing more, church. Cause really and truly, I don't know nothing about me, you know. But the whole streets know I feel like a switchy style.
Which I'm not going to lie is a very interesting trend I've been seeing in this beef, because most of what Law Boss is saying are general gun lyrics, and yes, he has started to say some things that are very personal, but I just find that Malie is saying way more personal things. Like, I would say 80% of Malie Don's lyrics are personal, while 80% of Law Boss's lyrics are just witty gun bars. So why does Malie know so much more about Chronicler? And who is leaking all of this information? But of course, the song couldn't be complete if Malie did not address the fact that people have been saying he should stick to girl songs instead of doing badness.
Yo, Jaja, you show me a fuck out the girl them all from where they come like, you know, forget the agenda, you lose it.
And this next part, I'm not going to lie, every time I think this song has reached its peak of disrespect, I hear something that leaves my shock on the absolute floor. Bro, listen this next part.
Boy, chat back start stopping nice. You a sing song with one bag of tappy night. Can't style like with your pum pum appetite. Me give nafi talk but she sacrifice.
Dog, like, I actually feel that in my chest. Listen to me, if you don't know the story, Bashi, Chronicler's close friend for his entire life, had a child. A little 4-year-old girl sadly passed away at her time in Bustamante Children's Hospital, and it became a very big story because people were saying the hospital is responsible for her passing. I really, really sincerely hope that is not who Malie is talking about, because that is just taking this clash to a whole new level. Like, for disrespect to children, bro, that's actually, that's a level I don't think I've ever seen. There could be other people, so let's just hope that it was one of them. After this, he goes on to bring Skilly Bang into the war. For the rest of the song, he mostly repeats the stuff that he said before, but he does end it off by saying this.
Why you playing my voice note supposed to mean? You know nothing for sing, boy, they're on a treasure hunt. And body where they tell you some me run away from waterfall. Them and them mama know them do bounce up in a day, yeah. Cause a real life thing me I deal with. You wanna see?
And with that, this concludes round 3 of the beef. Personally, I would say in round 1, I like Mr. Souljayy more than Malie Tricks. And then obviously in round 2, Still a Bleed was better than Dopey Linko. But in regards to Final Lap on this song, it's a bit trickier, simply because of the fact that I really did enjoy Final Lap. However, I must say that in no way, shape or form was Final Lap anywhere near as disrespectful as this song. In fact, I would even go so far as to say that if we took every single thing in this song at face value, people would pre-Chronicler different. While in Final Lap, nothing was really said that was like, yo, this is gonna end the dog career. Therefore, I'm not going to lie, it's really looking like 3-0. And Malie said in this song,
man, if I sing nothing more, church. Cause really and truly, I don't know nothing about me, you know.
That he's not making any more songs for this, which is probably not true, but if he does stop here, then that means this is the end of the clash. And if he got 3-0, that means that not only did he beat Chronicler, but he got an overwhelming victory, which is something that we never thought that we would ever see. But hey, just my opinion. Maybe people agree with me. Maybe these songs literally came out not that long ago, so y'all have to let me know in the comments. If you want to understand about the backstory behind this beef, watch the documentary I made on the Chronicler and 6 versus Alkaline beef that should be appearing on your screen right now. And as always, the dancehall has been decoded.
I want to think in war. Who want to think in war? One opinion, sir. Who actually think in war?
Sipping quickly, forgot it was mud. I don't cross, so I couple with drugs. Think I don't know where my tongue gonna